Hello and welcome to today's Almost Daily Devotion. We're in Genesis chapter 50. We're going to start with the 15th verse. It goes like this. When Joseph's brothers realized their father was now dead, they had said, "What if Joseph bears a grudge against us and wants to pay us back seriously for all of the terrible things we did to him?" So they approached Joseph and said, "Your father gave orders before he died, telling us, 'This is what you should say to Joseph. Please forgive your brother's sins and misdeeds, for they did terrible things to you. Now please forgive the sins of the servants of your father's God.'" Joseph wept when they spoke to him. His brothers wept too. They fell down in front of him and said, "We're here as your slaves." But Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid. Am I God? You planned something bad for me, but God produced something good from it in order to save the lives of many people, just as he's doing today. Now don't be afraid. I will take care of you and your children." So he put them at ease and spoke reassuringly to them. Boy, is Joseph's story a difficult one for us. Joseph started out his life as a not very likable person. He's the character in the story that you don't like very much at the beginning of the series, at the beginning of the book. The one that's clearly marked as the hero, but that you're not really interested in following his story because you don't think you like him that much. But by the end, he turns out to be the kind of hero that we want. And Joseph had to overcome so many different things, so many obstacles, so many challenges, so many people plotting against him, some of which was his own fault. But in the end, Joseph teaches us what it means to truly be people of God. Now, we were talking yesterday in the kitchen about places we'd run into people we knew that were weird. The places that you don't expect to see people. And somebody mentioned that they walk around downtown all the time and never see anybody they know when they go 25 miles up the road to Merlefest and see 6 or 8 people that they knew, and how strange that was. And somebody else mentioned that they went to London, England, and they were walking out of the Tower of London and ran into their minister from back home. It's just so true that we can't avoid people. We may want to avoid people. We may like the idea of avoiding people. We may not want to interact with people after a period of time who've hurt us real bad. And we can pretend to avoid them. We can give them the silent treatment. We can walk by them. We can behave differently towards them. But the truth is, in the end, we really can't avoid those people. And even if we can avoid that particular person who hurt us, it's impossible to avoid all of the people like that person. The kind of people who react in that same way, who talk in that same way, who don't always appreciate us for who we are. And so while we may want to avoid those situations that have caused hurt in the past, it's just not something we can do. And so we have some choices. And I know which choice God always leads us towards. God always wants to free us up from the baggage that we carry. God always wants us to not live in fear, but to live into the joy and peace that comes with faith. And in the end, it's peace really that is the greatest gift. The peace of character, the peace of mind, the peace of knowing that we are not anymore beholden to our baggage of fear and hurt and anger. Joseph shows us here how to be people of God in an authentic way. And it means forgiveness. It means allowing space for people in our lives. It's about acknowledging that generational hurt, that lifelong hurt can go by the wayside when the chips are down and people need help. And that we're different over time, or we should be. And so maybe next time we see somebody we'd rather avoid, if we give them a smile and we say hi, and acknowledge they exist. Maybe that could change our peace. We don't have to be best friends. We don't have to go out to the movies. We don't have to do any of that. But we can acknowledge, we can be kind. We can extend forgiveness in that way. I know that's what God would like for us to do. And I know it will bring you peace. God bless.